All right. Well, in case you were sitting under a rock, even though it was Father's Day, and I'm sure a lot of people were busy with their families, it was really hard to miss this news because it was everywhere all at once. It was Rafael Devers getting traded to the San Francisco Giants. The NL West just gets crazier and crazier and crazier, and I am blown away that the Giants actually got this done. I did not see this really coming.
Well, we thought Devers wanted to be traded.
Oh, we had Devers getting traded, so I do not want to confuse that issue.
Okay.
I just thought it was going to be Chicago, the Cubs, or Seattle, the Mariners. Those two were at the top of my list.
Okay.
But I do want to point out this was a big deal for San Francisco because they, of course, tried to get Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani in recent years, only to be usurped. They also missed out on Carlos Correa. They even signed him only for him to not pass a physical and say thanks, but no thanks. This has been a long time coming for the Giants, and this was a big move by Buster Posey. It did not come cheap, Nika. The full details come out in the next tweet, like just 7 minutes later. Hey, we got Rafi Devers, by the way. We had to give up left-handed pitcher Kyle Harrison, right-handed pitcher Jordan Hicks, right-handed pitcher Jose Bello, and outfielder James Tibbs III. One of those players
is a prospect.
Was their number one draft pick last year, and I believe it was James Tibbs, but don't quote me on that.
Wow, that's interesting. They give up a lot.
They did. It was a haul and a half, and I gotta, like I said, but I love the move for the Giants. As much as I am a Padres fan and we root for the Padres here, I cannot deny that this was a huge move by the Giants. This is akin to the Padres trading for Juan Soto a couple years ago. I think the Giants' need for a bat was probably greater than that team's need was, but nevertheless, it's that impactful of a trade. It's that big of a trade. I don't know if the haul was quite as big for the Red Sox, but the magnitude of the star persona player getting moved.
Yes, and he will be the star of that team.
Yeah, for a long time because they took on his whole contract in this.
And this is pre-Soto money.
9.5 years remaining. And it is pre-Soto money. That is a huge point, and this is getting overlooked a lot in this trade, I feel like. And anyone that signed a long-term deal before Juan Soto did is a bargain.
Oh, yeah. And a half.
Including Tatis, Machado, Ronald Acuna Jr., Corbin
not
Carroll.
Bogarts.
Yeah, maybe not Bogarts. Eesh.
Yeah.
Sore subject over here in these parts.
But this is a steal for the Giants.
It is.
I give big props to Buster Posey.
They released a whole statement here about this. I'm going to skip ahead to the end because we don't need to go over his stats and stuff. The 3-time All-Star and 2-time Silver Slugger is a career .279 hitter with 663 runs, 696 RBI across 1,053 Major League Baseball games. Since 2018, Devers is 666 RBI. That's the 666 number, our 5th most in MLB over that span, while his 205 home runs are 10th most and his 476 extra base hits are tied for 3rd most. The dude just hits. We've always said this about Rafael Devers. Like, if there's two of the scariest men in baseball to face as a pitcher would be Jose Ramirez and Rafael Devers. They just look like mean men with a bat to me.
Oh, yeah.
He is one of 4 players to have an OPS of 850 or better in each of the last 5 seasons, including Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman. That is really good elite company. Since 2019, his 25.9 F-WAR is 12th best amongst position players. The key word here, position players, because we know that he hasn't been playing a position this year for the Red Sox. Devers has a career postseason slash line of 303, 382, and 573. That's phenomenal. He's scored 21 runs, has 8 home runs, 26 RBI in 26 postseason games. That's an RBI a game if you're keeping track. And he won the World Series with the Red Sox in 2018. So
he's the last remaining amigo
from Mookie Betts and Xander Bogaerts and that team.
So they give up another Hall of Famer. The Red Sox did.
Potentially. I mean, this kind of reminds me more of like Juan Soto with the Nationals because he won a World Series when he was really young there, but eventually he got traded. Now, similar things are happening with Devers. I don't think it's that unprecedented.
I think the timing of it is odd.
The timing was definitely caught everyone off guard yesterday in the baseball world, except for us. I think if you would have listened to our show, we've been saying Rafael Devers is going to get traded since this started, basically.
Since the start of the season.
Since he said, I play third, basically is when this started. And I want to go back in time a couple weeks ago to Kansas City. The Boston Brass, John Henry, the owner, flew in. He, Alex Cora, Rafael Devers, they have a meeting together, a meeting of the minds.
Little powwow.
They come out of this meeting, right, and everyone's being politically correct. And we said it then, and I'm going to say it again now. He said, I want to be traded then to the owner's face. He felt disrespected with the Alex Bregman situation and everything that happened. I know people will debate about this, and it's a hot talking point. You're either Team Raffy or Team Red Sox. Like, shut up and do your job, or hey, we understand. And we are Team Raffy over here. They didn't need to sign Bregman. They could have allocated those resources elsewhere. They didn't have a need for it. And yet they pushed ahead with this narrative as soon as he was signed. Like, well, he must be the third baseman now. He's a Gold Glover.
All because he was signed by the old GM.
Yeah. This is what happens in sports. And this is why it's always important to know who was in charge when the players were signed. Because that's who really loves them.
Really?
And the manager too in this, in situations.
Well, Alex Cora was there,
but Alex Cora was also on the Astros with Bregman, and when
there you go,
they brought him in, it's just a little bit sleazy. So I don't want to dwell too much on Boston today, because this is more about the Giants and how this is going to impact now a really crowded NL West race. You have the Padres 8 games over 500, and you have the Giants and Dodgers duking it out for the first place. So you have 3 teams in the playoff hunt. And oh, by the way, the Diamondbacks are lurking. They beat the Padres 2 out of 3 this weekend. They had won 5 in a row before yesterday, losing the finale. They are the snakes for a reason. They're scary. They slither. They sneak up on you.
Yeah.